UKC, or Underkeel Clearance, determines the smallest water depth between the bottom of the ship and the seabed. And ship without adequate UKC may run aground. We have two types of UKC, the static UKC and dynamic UKC. The static UKC is obtained through the use of informations available from the tide tables, chart datums, and ship's draft, while the dynamic UKC is obtained by applying the external effects that the ship encounters like the waves, the dynamic effect of the ship's speed on a shallow water to the static UKC. Before we proceed to the formula of UKC, let us first go to the prerequisite knowledge like reading of draft, tide tables, chart datums, and ship squat. Draft is the distance between the keel and the waterline and located in forward, amidship and aft both port and starboard side. Draft markings usually in meters have a 10 centimeter length intervals. Therefore, the reading in between 8 and M is 8.05 meters. The reading between M and 2 is 8.15 meters. In this picture, we have 5.00 meters reading. And in this example, we have 0.85 meters reading. On the other hand, tide is the effect of gravitational pull between the sun and the moon on the water surface of the Earth. We can calculate for the height of tide in the informations given in the tide tables or tidal atlas. We have this example. Let's take a closer look on what the numbers represent. 21 represents the date, while the 0, 555, 1213, and 1830 is the time of slack, and the numbers on the right side represents the height of tide. To know how to calculate the height of tide at a certain given time, watch the pinned video in my profile. Now, let's proceed to the chart sounding datums. Do you know that a certain color represents a depth on our navigational chart? And the numbers in this colors is what we call as chart sounding datums. We just need to extract the smallest amount that we pass based on our passage plan. The yellow-brown represents land. The green represents the drying heights like the mangroves. The darker blue represents 0 to 5 meters depth. The lighter blue represents 5 to 10 meters depth, while the white represents depth more than 10 meters. The squat is simply the hydrodynamic effect of the ship's speed through a shallow or depth water, which constantly increase the ship's draft. Squat is calculated depending on the depth of water where it moves. In deep water, squat is calculated by multiplying the block coefficient or the volume of the submerged portion of the ship to the ship speed squared and dividing it to 100, and if in constrained or shallow water, divided into 50 only. Now, after learning every details, let's now go to the formula of underkeel clearance. Chart sounding datum added or subtracted to the height of tide, and the answer will be our depth of the water, which is subtracted to the ship's deepest draft, to which the answer will be our static underkeel clearance. After calculating for the static underkeel clearance, it is then subtracted to the ship's squat, to which the answer will be the dynamic underkeel clearance or the final UKC, which the company policy should be referred to if it passes the standard or not. If it does not, then a certain part of passage plan needs to be changed. If you've learned from this video, do not forget to hit the plus or subscribe button. Thanks.